Hi heroes, I'm Genesis Butler, an activist, a Marvel superhero, a vegan, and a friend to all animals. And I think small actions can lead to big change, so I hope we can make some big changes together. That's why you're all my heroes. Today I'm going to talk to Dr. Joseph Poore, one of the most famous climate scientists in the world, like the entire world. So today I'm at Oxford University with Joseph Poore.
I am a researcher at University of Oxford, and I research agriculture and the environment and the impacts it's having on the planet.
So why do you think it's so important for more people to go vegan?
So firstly, it's the most powerful change that most people can make in their lives to reduce their environmental impact, and on a whole range of different environmental issues.
Wow, did you hear that? Going vegan is the most powerful thing that an individual can do to protect the environment. Comment a leaf emoji if you were inspired to try more vegan food.
I've got some pretty interesting new data and information to show you about the world food system. In yellow is the land used by crops. Black is urban, the little dots all around. This is pasture and rangelands. And so you see this huge distribution of land, and about 55% of the world's land is farmed.
Wow, 50% of our land. Did you hear that? That's half. How crazy is that?
This is one of the questions that got me really interested in the food system. Why do we need so much land to produce our food? And the answer is animal products. They use 85% of the world's farmland.
For all the crops grown, do you think it could help stop hunger if they weren't going to the animals?
Yeah, so one estimate says that over 1 billion tons of additional food crops could go to humans if we stopped feeding them to animals, which is a huge amount.
So is it mostly animal agriculture that's causing global warming and climate change, or?
So in terms of what's caused it, fossil fuels represent about 61% of today's emissions. Historically, land use, i.e. the clearing of all this land, which was forest, which was natural grasslands, to produce, to convert it into cropland, that's historically been a very big driver of global warming. Maybe some estimates would say 40% of historic global warming has been driven by the clearance of all that land. Diet change reduces the amount of farmland we need by 75%. All that land, as trees regrow, will take carbon out of the atmosphere, and our estimates are saying that it would probably reduce global greenhouse gas emissions by about 30 to 50%. So as a solution, diet change is incredibly powerful. It's probably the most powerful thing that you can do as a typical consumer to make a massive dent in it, bigger than any other change you can probably make in your life. Reduce our land use by 75%. Currently, 25,000 species are threatened with extinction, a large amount of them because of agriculture. Freeing up this land will give habitat back to species and will take pressure off the biodiversity crisis, the global loss of biodiversity. Reduces our nitrogen and phosphorus pollution, so all the nutrients that are going into the sea that we're releasing, reduces that by about 50%. Reduces acid rain by about 1/3. Water use, the amount of water we need to produce our food, by about 1/4.
So what would you say to people that want to protect the planet?
I would say start with the thing in your life that is easy to change and is incredibly powerful for the environment, and that is your diet. If you change your diet, you're addressing greenhouse gas emissions in probably the biggest way you can. You're addressing biodiversity loss. You're addressing water pollution, excess water use. It's this powerful way. It's in fact the single biggest way that a typical consumer can reduce their impact.
So changing your diet is the most powerful thing you can do to protect the environment. I hope that this video inspires you as much as it inspired me making it. Make sure you're subscribed and that you've hit that notification bell, and keep watching to see who I talk with next. Bye, heroes.